Good afternoon, everyone. So thank you for attending this session. My name is Ahmed Salama. I'm the CRM lead for Middle East and Africa. I'm based in Dubai, but I came here for this event and to make sure that I'll be spending some time with you today. Obviously, my presentation will be in English, not in Turkish, so I apologize for this. Probably most of you have attended this morning's session with Jujar, our R&D GM from Seattle. So he spoke about the investment that we're doing in CRM 2016, about what you should expect as new features and new functionalities coming to the product. So I only have 30 minutes. I will not be able to touch on every single functionality that we have, but I try to give you at least the headlines and the major business areas that we're covering in the new version. Anybody in this room new to CRM? Okay, anybody is using any version of Microsoft CRM before? Okay, so we have many hands. Okay, great. So first, I'll just play a very quick video that will take you through a nice journey of our customer on CRM 2016. So I will try to address in this video different business scenarios. So it's a very short video, but hopefully it will take you through a quick.
At Bernardo, we pride ourselves on serving up the best tasting ice cream made from the freshest local ingredients, using the most sustainable practices available. And the community has taken notice.
At Fabricamp, we're always tuned in to what people are talking about and using that insight to find the next big opportunity. So when an alert let me know that Van Arsdale's expansion could lead to a new customer relationship, I immediately reached out.
When I got an email from Fabricamp Smart Freezers, I was intrigued. I wanted to hear more. Fabricamp's sales rep really understood what I needed. She was able to recommend the right product and offer a volume-based discount that made a lot of sense with our impending expansion. And she helped me build a better plan that could also grow with my business. A few months later, I couldn't be happier with our decision.
At Fabricamp, our cloud-connected smart freezers are continuously monitoring performance. So when we detected a spike in CO2 emissions, a service ticket was automatically generated. And we proactively scheduled a service visit for later that day.
They were on it. Fabricamp had already identified a field service rep in the area and had the problem corrected before we even opened the doors. It's been a year since we partnered with Fabricamp, and each stage of the experience has been great. They've shown us that we can not only make environmentally conscious ice cream, but also deliver it to our customers in a sustainable way. As our business continues to grow, I know that they will grow with us. They've got a customer for life.
Okay, so as you saw in this video, actually we tried to show different scenarios. So maybe you've seen first it started from marketing lead and then a sales process when the customer came and decided to invest in this freezer. And then after some time, the freezer had some problems, so automatically there was a technical ticket that was opened from the freezer itself based on IoT, Internet of Things, that was sent to CRM, and based on that, a technician was scheduled and came to fix that problem of the freezer. And then afterwards, the customer went on the social media and said, I'm happy with this service or whatever. For some of you, this might sound like science fiction. No, this is very advanced. We're not there yet. Yeah, I agree. In this part of the world, maybe IoT is not a very common scenario yet, but I think it will be coming very soon. But the field services part, I think it's a very interesting topic, and actually I'll be spending some time on that. Also the social piece, again, I think it's a very hot trend now. I see many customers very interested to see how they can use the social media to get more insights, etc., about their business. So CRM 2016, and probably even the previous version, the main focus was always around sales, marketing, customer service, and then the social piece is very important. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I'll be speaking about what we've done in the social space specifically. But for those of you who are new to the CRM, to the Microsoft CRM world, so these are the main modules, and the three together with the social piece, they consist of the customer engagement. So we engage with the customers from day one till the whole journey. So from the very early beginning, when it's a lead, through a marketing campaign, through an event, through a digital campaign, etc. And then throughout the whole sales cycle, and then for the after-sales service, for warranty, for contracts, for field services, etc. And of course, throughout the whole journey, through the social media as well. So CRM also comes with a very solid workflow engine. So we have a workflow engine that is that controls the whole CRM process end to end. So for example, if you want to send an email campaign, this email campaign will be sent to 1,000 customers. Once I receive the email as a customer, I would click on a certain link, I would open the email, I would delete it, I can do a certain action. All this can be captured in CRM. And even the system is very smart, so you can have automatic workflows that will be automated and triggered based on certain actions. So for example, if I send this email to 1,000 people, if someone would open the email, this can probably be a nice lead. So probably I can follow up with another email in 2 weeks. If someone would open the email and click on a certain link there, takes an action on that email, this is a very hot lead. I can automatically send a task to the call center agent to do an outbound activity and reach this customer the second day, etc. So the workflow is a very solid and comprehensive workflow across marketing, sales, and service, and even in the social media, as I will speak in a few minutes. So CRM 2016 came with a lot of features. Again, you saw this morning Jujar Singh, our R&D GM, speaking about the latest that came with CRM 2016. But in a nutshell, or very briefly, as we say, let me give you a hint about what we've done. So on the productivity part, I'm sure that most of you are using Office, either Office on-prem or Office 365. So CRM 2016 has a very solid integration with Office. So how does that work? For example, if you are a salesperson, you're meeting a customer, so you want to have on your PC, on your tablet, or on your phone, take some notes. In the old days, you used to take those notes manually on a notebook or a piece of paper, whatever. Now you can do it on one note, and this one note will be open from within CRM, and all the notes will be captured from one note, but in the CRM record itself. Let's say later on, after I met the customer, I say, okay, I need to have more people in this opportunity. The technical person, the customer service person, the marketing person, I need to pull in all these people. Even if those users are not active CRM users, but they are Office users, I can put them on this opportunity and they can have full access to everything I entered on this opportunity. Same level of integration with Excel. Again, as a salesperson, I want to have a very handy Excel sheet. I'll put the pricing, the discounts, to see how much is my margin, how much I'm making, etc. Do I need to leave CRM and go to Excel and keep a file in Excel and I have to name it somehow in order to remember, etc.? No. From within CRM, I just click on the Excel button. It will open Excel in CRM. I do my whole calculation, save it. It will be saved under the same record of this opportunity based on that meeting with the customer, etc. So integration is across all the Microsoft stack. Excel, Outlook, of course, is a very important one, Skype for Business, SharePoint, etc. Intelligence. So now based on the Azure machine learning. So now the machine learning is very important in CRM. How does that work? For example, if you want to have some cross-sell and upsell algorithms for your customers. So for example, if my customer bought a certain machine, 2 months after he bought this machine, I want the system to tell me that probably he's due for the first service visit. Maybe he needs to change a certain spare part. Maybe this part is free the first time, but then the second time to be chargeable. Maybe if he bought this equipment, maybe he also would be interested in another equipment. So all this is machine learning. The system would start learning from what you do. So if you had a certain scenario with one customer, the system is smart enough to start understanding that this behavior took place. This customer bought equipment A and then equipment B 6 months down the road. Automatically, it will start creating those algorithms and giving you pop-up screens telling you as a salesperson, by the way, this customer might be interested in this product because this happened in the history. So again, all this machine learning now is fully integrated in CRM. And also we see this in the social media, because now if you have, for example, someone going on the social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, and write in Turkish, of course, he says, for example, today Microsoft event was great, full stop. The system, using the machine learning, would understand that this is a positive feedback. The customer was really happy. If another person would go and say the Microsoft event was great, and then he put 20 exclamation marks, The system is smart. He would understand that this is sarcastic. The customer was not happy actually from this event. So all this machine learning, the system already is smart. He starts understanding this language, this human language, and even if sometimes the system is not aware to understand this based on machine learning, we can start doing some corrective actions, telling the system, no, this process was not right, this action was not right. And the system keeps learning from our usage to the system and keeps enhancing their intelligence. Mobility. So now we have a native mobile client from Microsoft that also supports offline, which is a very, very important feature. Let's say I'm a salesperson, I'm meeting customers all over the Istanbul, so I go to a certain place on the mountain, I don't have internet coverage, or it's weak, or the signal is not that strong, so I'm unable to open all the records of my customers, which products did he buy, his contract agreement, his service contract is still valid or not, etc. I can have full access to CRM offline. The same way that you have access to Outlook offline. So I'm sure that today all of you are using Outlook, more or less. So let's say you're on a plane. You want to use Outlook, you can still open Outlook, see all your emails, contacts, calendar, even respond to the emails. You do everything offline. Once you're back online, everything will sync with the server. Exactly the same experience we have it today on CRM. Because again, internet sometimes can go down, or you can probably have bad signal or whatever. That's not an issue. You can do exactly what you want to do online in an offline mode with our new mobility client. And last but not least is unified service, what you call unified service desk, which is a very smart feature. And let me cover it in this slide. So now, most of us use multiple applications on a daily basis. Sometimes this can be CRM, Outlook, ERP, billing application, other types of applications. So in more complex scenarios, handling and managing many applications is very time consuming. So as a customer service agent, for example, I need to go and open 4 or 5 different applications in order to answer my customer, if I'm in a call center, for example, or if I'm in a branch in a bank, or different scenarios. So what the interactive service hub is, and the unified service desk is that it can bring to me all different applications into one single screen. So instead of me as a user go and open 4 or 5 different applications with different usernames and password, with different identification, etc., the system will do all this in the background, will bring me all the different information I need for my role in one single screen. And then based on that, I can take the action very easy. So I'm sure that we all speak to our telco call center, right? If we have a problem with our line, with the bill, roaming is not working, etc. Most of us will have to spend maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute, sometimes 2 minutes on hold, because the guy on the other hand is trying to pull some information. That's not a very nice experience for us, and for them, they're not productive enough. So instead of handling, now for example, they're handling 50 customers per day, if they are more productive, they can handle 100 customers per day, for example. So such a tool is it helps you to really be very productive. It reduces any human errors because you have everything in one single screen, regardless of the integration that needs to be done at the back end. Also in CRM 2016, we have an SMS marketing engine built in the application. We used to have third-party applications to send SMSs for inbound or outbound activities. Now it's fully integrated in CRM. You can send SMSs from within the application as part of your marketing campaign. And even this can be part of a certain workflow logic. So for example, I send an email to my customer. If my customer opened the email, I send him an SMS. If he responds to the SMS, automatically I will send him a brochure by email, whatever. So again, all these different workflows, again, are very smart and can be fully automated. Also, we did a very recent acquisition for a portal solution, which again, Jujar spoke about this morning, which is EDX. So EDX is a portal solution ready for CRM. And this can help you expose CRM to anybody over the internet. So this can be your customers, this can be your partners, this can be your vendors, it can be anybody. If you want to expose part of CRM to another third party, in a very customized way, very easily done, we have now today this out of the box. So I think again, this is a very nice feature. We also added the voice of the customer, which is the feedback forms. This used to be, again, customization over SharePoint historically, etc. Now you have it out of the box. So this is a very common scenario, I think, for most of the industries. In banking, in retail, in telcos, any industry, you need to capture the customer's feedback at a certain point of time. Let's say the customer visits your branch. I want to get his feedback. Did you wait for a long time? How was the staff was friendly, etc. I want to capture this on the mobile device, on my phone, on my tablet, on a kiosk, on a PC. Again, everything will be captured in one single entity. And again, the system can take actions based on that. So for example, if someone will say, no, I don't like this experience, I give no, 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 automatically once I submit, someone would call me from the call center, try to see what went wrong, and try to help me improve the solution. I think a very relevant example is Uber. I'm sure that most of you have used Uber. Uber, once you get the survey and you say, I'm not happy, you will get an email right away after that telling you what went wrong. So again, the same logic now is available in Microsoft CRM. Now the social. Social also, we did a lot of development in CRM 2016. So for those of you who are not aware of our product, we have what we call Microsoft Social Engagement, MSE. So Microsoft Social Engagement, it has two different main functionalities. One of them is social listening. I can listen to anything taking place in the social media. I give the system keywords. I would tell him, I need you to listen to anything about all my products, and I put all the names, my services, my company name, even competition. Tell me what people are telling about my competition. Maybe they're doing a good job. I need to hear this. I need to know that they're happy with this brand. This is social listening. The other part, which is the sentiment analysis. The system now is very smart. It can analyze the overall sentiment in the market. So for example, if I launch a new product, I have no clue how the consumers think of my product. I can just go on the social engagement and tell the system, these are the keywords, give me the sentiment. He will tell me it's positive in general. I can start drilling down. Is it positive from Facebook or from Twitter or from this social media, etc. Who is behind this positive feedback? Who is behind this negative feedback? I can keep drilling down until I reach the post itself or the tweet itself. So all this is history. All this was there in social engagement. But now the next one is that even now, using machine learning, I can automatically convert a bad feedback in the social media to a case. And this case will be routed to the customer service team, and based on SLAs, service level agreements, this case will be sent to the allocated team, and this team will have to get back to my customer within 2 hours, 24 hours a week, whatever the SLA is. If someone would go on Twitter and say, I'm interested in this product, and which is my product, system automatically would listen to this and create a lead in CRM saying that this customer is interested in this product. Automatically someone from the sales team would get in touch with this customer. Again, all this is now is available with MSE, Social Engagement, and CRM 2016. I already spoke about the experience with Office 365, but as you can see here, the integration happens at different points. So either from the very starting point when I receive an email, so let's say I receive an email from a friend. That's a normal email. I read it in Outlook and I close it, and that's it. I receive another email in the same Outlook from a customer. I need to tell the system this is a lead, or this is an opportunity, or this is a complaint, or whatever. Once I tell the system this is a CRM-related email, automatically the system will track every single email coming from the same person automatically in CRM. So if that's a sales lead, automatically it can be sent to the sales department to follow up on that, etc. I can follow up all these emails, whether from Outlook or from CRM. It's exactly the same experience. Again, I already gave the example of OneNote. If I want to use the other Office products, Skype for Business, Yammer, again, it's all over. The integration is happening across the whole points throughout the complete customer journey. Now, the other exciting also acquisition that we did was Fantasy Sales Team, and that's gamification. Anybody in the room familiar with the gamification concept? Anybody knows what is gamification? Okay, so very few people. So let me explain what is gamification. So gamification, in simple words, very plain explanation, is that to use games in a business context. Okay, let me give you an example to try to relate a little bit. We have one of the banks in this region. I'm not able to share the bank name, but it's a big bank in this region. But they decided to use Facebook as a new channel to reach their customers. Okay, so they have a Facebook page, and they wanted their customers to go and like the page. If I'm a customer, I'm not very keen to like the page. I mean, there is no benefit for me, right? Okay, so they created a very nice game, like all the games on Facebook, very simple, very addictive. So colors, etc., animation. So if I'm bored at the office for 5 minutes, I will go and play the game. So why would I play the game? Because when I play the game, I get points. When I get points, I get discounts from my bank. So instead of paying, for example, 200 Turkish lira to renew my credit card, I pay 150. So it's not bad. I would go and like the Facebook page and play the game. It's nice. Okay, now the game is addictive. I'm trying to add more players into the game. So the system or the game would give me more points if I add more people to the page. I would go and pull my friends on Facebook, which probably are not customers for the bank. So now the bank very easily, in a very nice game, they managed to reach another huge number of customers or prospects for them through their existing customer base on Facebook. So again, very simple way, very cost effective, using a very simple game. They now have a huge access to leads and prospects to their bank. So this is the gamification concept simply. I hope I tried to make it simple and to make it, and everybody can understand the concept. So what we did here, we built a company called Fantasy Sales Team. Fantasy Sales Team is another game in a business context where you can start assigning different users or different employees in your organization. Let's use the most common example, salespeople. So I have in my team 20 salespeople, and I want to create some competition between them. Okay, on what? Is it based on revenue, based on revenue they generate for the company? It's not really. Why? Because they already get their bonus based on the revenue. So it doesn't make sense to do a game for this. They're very keen to sell to get their bonus. However, I want to set some other KPIs for them. As a sales manager, I think that, for example, they need to meet their existing customers once per week, at least. They need to go and meet new customers, 5 new customers per month. They need to call their customer 10 times per day, whatever. I said those KPIs. Those KPIs are not money related, right? They're not related to bonus, etc. But these are very important for me to control my business, to make sure that I'm always close to my customers, etc. I set this game, I set all those KPIs on CRM, so whenever any action would take place, automatically it will reflect on the game. So every month, every week, every quarter, I say, okay, out of the 20, Mr. Mehmet is the best one. Mehmet will get the high score, so he will get 1,000 liras end of the month as a bonus for him. So again, a very nice way of doing it. Again, everybody is trying to compete. I'm the winner, I'm the second, I'm the third. Very simple way, but it can help you as a sales manager to control your business, to set certain KPIs to increase the performance of everyone. The same can be applied from a sales perspective, customer service perspective, in call center, for example, or any other scenario. I'm just trying to explain the concept, and I'm sure that you can relate to it based on your industry and based on your company. Okay, so the last part is Field One. Field One is another acquisition that we did, and now again it's part of our offering. So Field One is a great field services offering. So we have many customers using this. So this is simply for any organization that needs to have people in the field, technicians, engineers, maintenance guys, etc., that need to go, for example, fix your washing machine at home, fix your equipment on site, fix a certain machine you have in your factory, etc. All this is field services. So if I'm running a field services organization within my company, I think this is the great fit. So how does that work? So first of all, why do I need a field service solution? Let's think, especially in Istanbul, I think that would be a very good example. Istanbul, the traffic is not, you know what I mean. So last time, by the way, I spent 2.5 hours to go from the Asian side to the airport. People told me you're lucky. I thought that this is the worst thing that could happen to me, but they said, no, 2.5 hours, it's okay. From the Asian side to the airport, it's fine. Anyway, so, I'm sorry? It was fast. That's what I was told. I didn't know that. So, anyways, okay. So again, traffic in Istanbul is very challenging. So if I want to have a very optimized route for my technician, I need to send someone to go and fix washing machines. They have 10 appointments per day. I can send him to the Asian side, and then the European side, and then Asian side, European side. He goes maximum to 2 customers per day. if I have a route optimization engine, the system is very smart. It can tell you exactly he needs to go to this customer, and then based on integration with Google Maps, it can tell you even the traffic estimation time. So it can tell you he will go from this side to that side in 10 minutes, and then from this one to that one in 20 minutes. The system will keep all this in mind and will get you the best route optimization for all your technicians. So obviously, this will decrease the cost of fuel, which is obvious, and also will increase your productivity as a team and the utilization of your resources. Okay. So how does it work? Again, for the sake of time, because they're giving me signs from the end of the room, let me show you a very quick slides on the solution. So let's say I'm as an operations manager, so I manage the team of field engineers, technicians, etc. I can see on a dashboard, CRM dashboard, their utilization, how many technicians I have today, the schedule, how does it look like, etc. Okay, so the next step would be I'm getting a service request. Service request can be coming from the social media, from the call center, face-to-face, email, whatever. So I log the service request. The second thing, I go and say, okay, my customer X, he has this model of that machine, etc. So who would be available to fix that problem? The system would go and match a skill set. This model, this city, whatever. So I have 10 people available that can fix the problem. So I would go and so I will send this technician to that person. And then the system can do the complete scheduling for all my resources. So I can either do this by hand, manually for everyone, or I can do it in bulk. So I can take, let's say, 200 requests per week, and I can do a bulk assignment. The system will go and check all the skill set of my resources, the availability, the route optimization, etc. And automatically it will do the complete scheduling to make sure that they're fully utilized. All the employees, all the technicians are fully utilized, and I'm fulfilling all the service requests. Also, as I said, I have integration with the mapping application, so I can see exactly from an operations point of view who's going where, etc. But actually, the interesting part would be, so again, I can see it by city, etc., all that. But now the interesting part is that also the technician, he has his mobile device. This can be Windows device, Android, iOS, whatever you want. They would have their client also on their device. So on their device, they can see the lead, contacts, accounts, anything related to CRM, and also they have the work orders. So they receive the work order on their device. And once they receive the work order, it's up to them to say, I accept it. Maybe I'm busy at this customer, so the task is taking more than what I expected. I'm not busy right now, I'm declining it. Or I'm taking it, so I'm traveling. And the system automatically would go and open the mapping application you have on your device. If you want to use Bing Maps, Google Maps, whatever map that you want, system would get a location from the central office, from the operations center, and just from a geotag, it will give you the exact route and traffic information and everything based on your device. So even this, if you want to use Google Maps, it's perfectly fine. You can do this because this is based on what you're using on your device as a technician or as an engineer. So you would go and do the task. I say it's completed. But again, throughout the process, I can see exactly all the details of my work order. I can see the spare parts I'm using, which spare parts I can probably tell the customer to change. I can take a snapshot of the whole task, of the whole job that it was done. And finally, I can capture the customer's signature. And automatically this can create an invoice that will be sent to my customer. So again, a very simple end-to-end field services scenario. I think it can be applied to different industries, as I mentioned earlier, whether for companies that for example, maintains home appliances, even for cable companies, for telco operators, etc. I think it's a very interesting scenario. So. Again, I think that was what I wanted to cover. Again, we're adding lots of features when it comes to sales. I think I covered most of that, service and marketing. So for the sake of time, I think I'll have to end now. But if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'll be anyway, I'll still be around the event for some time. So again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was a nice
Thank you so much.
Hi, sir. I just have a little question.
Sure.
Do you have a plan to when will you bring the field